Hello everyone, this is going to be an introduction into the mod system of Destiny 2. I noticed they did not explain it very well, and I kind of wanted to elaborate a little further on what the mod system actually is, what it does, and how you can use it to your advantage. So first off, the mod system is if you go to any piece of armor, even some weapons, and you press the top button on PlayStation, it's going to be triangle. You have these options here. Okay, what we're looking at, these are year 1 mods. These are something that no longer are relevant to the game. They're cool to have if you have them, but only, I believe you can only get those if you already have them from Destiny 1, or no, Destiny 2 year 1. I don't even think you can get them anymore. But like this helmet here, notice it has 4 slots and it has an extra set of mods here. So before we get into those mods, let's look at the regular mods. So these mods here will be the same for every single season. If you notice, there's different symbols in the left hand corner here, and that tells you what season the piece of armor has come from. And that tells you exactly what mods it can use. So as far as this here, this is going to be season 1, or I don't remember what season this is actually, but it's year 1, so it has the year 1 mod system. But if we go over to this pyramid looking thing here, you can see this is the season of arrival symbol, and you have different mods here. But the mods here, here, and here are going to stay the same through every helmet, regardless of season. What's going to change is your element. I'm actually going ahead and change one of these so y'all can see it. There we go. Oh, I gotta take everything off. Okay. So, actually, I don't even have to do that. Okay. So, if you notice, there's different mods. Well, helmets, okay, if you notice, all of this stuff, or every single, the very first slot right here, it's called a general armor mod. So, here. Okay. Empty mod socket, general armor mod. All these mods are the same. Literally for every single piece of armor. The only thing that will ever change is based on its element. You can get an extra resistance against that element. That's it. That's literally the only thing that changes in that first mod slot for every single piece of armor. That very first slot is where you can put mobility, discipline, strength, whatever, anything to augment your stats here. Or you can even put minor resist, major resist. These will be covered in a different video. Now you have the class item or armor specific mods is what we'll go ahead and call them. These change depending on what piece of armor you're wearing and the element. So for anybody curious, every weapon is only tied to a specific element when it comes to the armor. You can actually check it out by going to your collection, going to mods. So let's start off with the head. Okay, as you can see, the head is all about ammo finders. You can see all ammo finders are on the head, okay, and targeting. See, there's targeting, 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 enhanced targeting, and then ammo finders. Okay, but if you notice, there's different elements. So if your helmet's void, if we go back to our thing here, if you notice right next to the 1060 it says 6 energy, but it's blue and it's arc. This one's 1 solar. This one's also arc. Okay? Like this one's void. Okay? So what that means is if you go into your mods and look at your head, so for the solar helmet I can put auto rifle, linear fusion rifles, a machine gun, rocket launcher, and fusion rifle. As you can see, Arc is the same thing. Arc has different weapons, bows, machine guns, shotguns, pulse rifles, and then Void is where your sniper, sidearm, hand cannon, stuff like that is at. Okay? If it does not have a specific element, like this one here, the scattered projectile targeting or this precision weapon targeting, you can technically put it on any piece of armor, regardless of the element, because there is no element attached to the mod itself. You can tell because it tells you exactly how much energy it costs. And notice, like, this costs 1 solar, so it has to be on a solar mod or a solar helmet. This is a 3 void, it has to be on a void helmet. But this one just says 5. I mean, regardless of which one it is, it just costs 5. Okay. So that's how the helmets work. As you can see on arms, you have a little bit more stuff. For grenades, you have get your grenade, or for arms, you can get your grenade back faster. For arc, arms is where all your reload perks are going to be. So bow reloader, grenade reloader, yeah, all your reload perks are going to be on your arm, regardless of what element. Does not matter. Arms is reload. If you want a specific weapon, that's where the element comes in. The element is tied to the type of weapon. The armor itself is tied to the kind of mod. So arms will always be reload speed. As you can see, there's a bunch of different reload speeds here, but each one is tied to a different element based on the weapon. You also have a couple different things here, like you can get grenade and melees faster on these two. Okay. Now as far as chests go, chest is going to be where you get more ammo and reserves. Like Two-Tailed Fox carries up to 5. If you put 2 rocket launcher reserves ammo on a solar chest piece, you can carry up to 6. So instead of carrying 5 rockets, you're carrying 6. You can also have the unflinching mods on the chest piece. Most of your PvP people, this is where you're going to be looking at for unflinching, especially on scout rifles, sniper rifles, sidearms, anything you're going to be aiming down sights a lot, hand cannons. Okay. Now your legs is where all your scavengers are going to be. So whenever you pick up ammo, you get more ammo for that particular weapon type, is what that is. Then you have dexterity, which increases your stow speed and your ready speed. Basically, it's like if you had quick draw. If anybody remembers that, or if you're a warlock, if you have Asphydian aspect. They do stack. You can put like a Asphydian aspect with enhanced auto rifle dexterity and you'll pull out your auto rifle really fast. The other thing that's really needed on legs is traction, because it increases your mobility. But we'll kind of go into more of the secret mods and secret perks on a different video. This is more of just an overview. So as you can see, everything is still tied to the element, and what weapon is tied to elements, and that element is tied to the piece of armor, all like that. Now these blue mods here are all part of your artifact, so that's totally on you on which ones you want to get. Now as far as your class item goes, these are going to be a little bit different than tying a certain weapon to them, or as they tie certain perks. Like if you want to regen health every time you pick up an orb, you're actually going to want Void against health regeneration. Or Solar technically still gives you health, but it gives you a little bit of health every time you pick up an orb, and just instead of just restarting your regeneration really quickly. And like I said, this one here has no element on it, so you can put it on any armor, regardless of element, as long as it's a class item, and you get that effect. It just costs 4. And then you got Ashes to Assets. More, your class item is where you're going to be getting more super energy based on the type of kills you're getting. Ashes to Assets, it's grenades. There should be one for snipers, yeah, right there. One for shotguns, fusion rifles, like all your big guns. Basically anything that takes special ammo and heavy ammo is going to be in this category. They really don't have these for primary or kinetic weapon. Not kinetic. Primary ammo weapon. Sorry. Now, as far as these finishers go, they can be useful. Unfortunately, they don't work unless you have the required energy to use them. So you do need to be careful about that. Then these are all your general mods. These are what I told you go in that very first slot. Now something else that goes in the slot is, if you're noticing down here, these are different mods. We're going to go over all of these in a different video, where I can explain all of these mods in more detail. Now as far as your weapon mods, okay, you have all of these. Just the purple ones. The blue ones are part of your artifacts, so we're not worried about those. all these purple ones here. So you have boss spec, major spec, surrounded spec, all of these here. Okay. So everything from, I believe, here up. Yes. Okay, I was right. So the first 3 rows, Icarus Grip, minor spec, and boss spec, all the way over, you get from Banshee. Okay. He sells them every single week. Back to where could be right. Banshee, let's go visit him real quick so you can see what I'm talking about.
What do you need?
Okay. It's actually going to be right here. This is what I'm talking about. You want to make sure you get all of these. You may not use them all, but you want them all. Okay. Now, if you ever see a mod that you don't have, buy it. You never know when you're going to use it. Okay. So, as you can see, Banshee has bow targeting for the helmet. I cannot buy it because I already have it. You cannot buy mods you already have. It is not possible. The game will not allow you. So if you do not have a mod, you will get the option to buy it. So just know all you have to do is come visit Banshee.
Let's get started.
And if it's lit up, you don't have it. It's as simple as that. If you don't have it, it's lit up, you have the option to buy it. Buy it. Now, notice there was a couple mods we did not go over on the weapon side. So under weapons, we have Taken Spec, which you can only get from the Last Wish raid. I believe it's only from the chest. There are a couple secret chests you can get by yourself, so solo, you just have to put in the wish and just backtrack to get the chest. As long as you have 3 characters, you can do it 3 times a week. Now, these mods here, the last, what is that, 6? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. These mods, the one that's saved from Ada 1, these ones are different. Okay? The 3 you really should be looking for are Surrounded Spec, Rampage Spec, and Dragonfly Spec. Okay, we're actually going to show you where to get those real quick. If you don't know, Ada 1 is the EXO that was part of the Black Armory. And before, I'm not sure if they added some kind of duplication protection, because you used to just hope to God that you got the mod you needed. And now I think it's when you buy it, it takes that out of the loophole and you don't get it again. But in order to get these mods from Ada, you have to come down to Ada. And a lot of people will miss this. You do have to unlock Ada. So that's non-negotiable. You do have to unlock her. I do believe it's just like one quest or something real quick at the beginning of the game. Now, notice there's nothing here. But notice Ada has a second page. You need to press right. And your mod that you can buy is actually going to be right here. When you cannot buy them anymore and you've gotten them all, it will disappear and look exactly like it does on my screen here. It'll be gone. There will be no option to buy anymore. This is just to get more mod components, which I believe the price rises every time you buy them. 25 and 3? Oh, it's not. They must have changed it. That must be Spider. No, it's the actual mod components themselves. Every time you... Not mod components. It's the mods. Every time you buy a mod from her, the price goes up. You need to watch that, but it only goes up daily. So just buy one a day, and then come back the next day.
It can get a little claustrophobic.
Now, weapon mods. Like I said, they're the purple ones. Go here. Okay. These you can change at any time. 500 glimmer. Doesn't matter. As long as you got 500 glimmer, you can change it as many times as you want. For those of you returning from year 1, okay, you are going to have a bunch of mods here. You can get rid of them. They are of no use to you anymore. These are gone. Okay. These mods, if you were part of Destiny 2 year 1, don't exist anymore. You can't even get them anymore. I just keep them just for nostalgia's sake. That's it. If you dismantle one, I'll go ahead and dismantle this one. Here you go. Shielding Hand. Yeah, if I dismantle it, it's a year 1 mod. If I dismantle it, I get a mod component. So, I mean, if you're short on mod components and you played from year 1, you have a bunch of modifications here, go and delete some. Go get some mod components out of it. Now, like I said, these, as an overview, these mods here will never
Admire with
change,
your eyes,
except for this
not
one
with your
specific mod,
hands.
which will change based on your element. That's it. This first slot is never going to change. This slot is based on the armor piece. You get 2 of them. Yeah, you get 2 of them on every piece of armor. See, legs 2. Even if we go to this leg over here, which is different, we get 2. But it's arc, so it's got different weapons attached to it. Okay? Gotta remember that. Now, this last mod slot here is something we're going to go over in a different video because I don't want this video to get too long. Okay? So, like I said, that's a very, very short overview of the mod system and how it kind of works, and explaining a little bit about it, because there is no actual explanation in the game, unfortunately. I'm sorry about that. The one thing I will say regarding that 4th mod slot is, unfortunately, exotics do not have them. Okay, does not matter. Does not matter what exotic you pick up, it will never, ever, ever have that 4th mod slot. There's nothing you can do about it. Maybe in Beyond Light we'll get something like that. We don't know. But as for right now, every exotic will not have the 4th mod slot. So you do need to pay attention to that. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for dropping by. And we'll go over the 4th mod slot very soon.